So, Matthew Bellamy, on an international scale, Bergen is a very small city. Why have you chosen to include it on your tour?
We played here once a long time ago, and I think we took a ferry from was it Newcastle or something like that. We came across and we had a great time here. You know, it was one of our first experiences going out into Europe. So it must have been 10 years ago or something, at least. And we used to have good memories. We've always had great concerts in Oslo and Scandinavia in general. But it's nice to come to somewhere more regional. You know, and this town, this kind of area reminds me a little bit of kind of place where I was brought up as well, in the countryside of England. Yeah.
Because last time you were here, you played the rock club Garage, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you remember anything from it?
I think I had white hair. I think so. But I can't, is that true? I'm not sure that's true. But I think I had, yeah. And we were, yeah. I remember having lots of technical problems, but the crowd was really good.
How's the band changed since then?
A lot. You know, a lot. And I think we've opened up more musically. You know, we've become more, probably less serious. You know, in our approach. And in some ways more serious. Just grown up, you know, really.
Your music is described as a mix of many different genres. One that's used a lot is progressive rock. And do you feel like a prog band? Are you the savior of modern prog?
I think our most popular songs are not really progressive songs. They're like pop songs, you know, or not pop rock songs, like Starlight or Time Is Running Out, or. But I think we have a couple of songs on our albums like Space Dementia or Nice Sardonia, which are very influenced by some of the 70s prog stuff, so I can see why people say that. But I think when you look at the more popular songs, we're kind of not really a prog band overall, you know.
Your fans have gotten the chance on your website to request songs. Any unusual requests?
No, they all request the same song, Citizen Erased. Apart from actually here, they are requesting Bliss, which is a song from the second album. I've noticed that in the south of Europe, Citizen Erased, everyone picks that, but for some reason in the north they pick Bliss. You know.
How do you interpret that?
I don't know. But maybe up here people want to jump up and down more, whereas people down south want to sort of, I don't know, mellow out and get jaded on the piano.
As far as I've experienced, musicians like to exchange musical references. What bands made you want to be a musician yourself?
I was always very keen on Rage Against the Machine. Early Nirvana music, Jimi Hendrix, these kind of artists really were the first artists I came across in hard rock music, you know. But before that, I was listening to mainly pop music or classical music or just other genres really. Yeah.
I spoke to some of your fans that have been waiting since 8 o'clock this morning outside the venue, and they wanted me to ask you if you have any tips for young musicians that want to aspire to become as big as Muse.
You just got to work hard. You know, you've got to be prepared to tour a lot. It's difficult, and so some of the difficulties that bands run into are not really it's not. Some bands get caught up in trying to be on the radio or trying to get a record deal, but sometimes actually personal relationships within the band and tolerance of being able to work hard for a long period of time. Sometimes these things are the hardest things to overcome. You know, especially when you work for for a number of years. So. Don't expect it to not be a job. It is a job, yeah.
Where do you see Muse in 10 years?
Hopefully in Bergen, chatting to you on a sunny day. I'd be very happy with that if that was my future.